You ain't heard a thing I said.
Nothing. I was trying to read your lips and everything, and I'm like, I don't hear nothing.
These are the kinks that happen
I
when we
swear.
do. These are the kinks that happen when we do this shit. And I know people will be watching, and they probably like, what the fuck is he saying?
I was reading
So
lips. I
when we
was trying.
started
I was like,
when I started the show music, everything muted. I never unmuted.
so look, this man right here.
So we both was muted. But now listen, we gonna rewind that back.
And take two.
Right, take two. So listen, welcome to a special episode of Transcendent Culture. I'm your boy James. Of course, I'm here by my lonesome. Usually have the girls with me, but who knows? They out shopping because Christmas is in 4 days. So definitely here. Wanted to deliver this guide to you so that you can get an idea of who he is. Some of you have seen him on Transcendent on the Entertainment Plug because he was on the Entertainment Plug a few weeks back. And I thought it was really essential to get him here on Transcendent Culture. He's really doing some major things to rebuild the culture and rebuild the entertainment industry. And with his level of music and what he's doing out here, I think he's definitely on a great start. But again, I wanted you guys to get to know him, and he's going to be on the next cover of UG Digital Magazine. So a lot of people have been looking for a new issue. So much has been going on. The radio station is up and running. If you guys have not downloaded that Apple Music, tune in. You can get it there. It will be on Spotify very soon. So that is coming. Definitely look out for that. Definitely over the next month or two, we'll have it planted on Spotify. But as of right now, Apple Music and tune in. So you can get UG Digital Radio. And of course, the podcast network. So we've got a number of podcasts that are running. Obviously, Transcendent Culture. We have a piece of the Entertainment Plug there, but then there's Open Letters to a Survivor, the Cat Got Your Tongue, there's Black Print. It's a number of shows that are there, as well as shows that are. So definitely look out for that. But I want to go ahead and get started with my guy here.
No.
You want to catch him before he goes to sleep?
Nah, bro. You know, I'm a hard-working brother, man. Like, I work 3 jobs. You dig? I'm what they call a frontline worker because I'm in the healthcare field. I'm a PCA agent. A PCA, do PCA. I take care of 2 different clients. And also, I slang pies. I work, I don't want to give them a plug, but I'm a pizza delivery guy. I ain't trying to give no plug, you know what I'm saying? But I've been doing the healthcare thing for now about 7 years, so it's been a career type thing.
Okay. And like, what took you to healthcare?
Honestly, it was an opportunity because my past was 20 years in corporate America, in inside sales, outside sales, commission based, things like that. Had my own little boardroom type thing, been the cubicle thing, customer service. I got a nice thing in communications and sales. So actually a friend of mine was going through a personal situation, and it touched my heart. And at the time, I needed a change in careers. So I looked at it as an opportunity and ran with it. And it was one of the best things that happened so far in my life in regards to career, because I got to see not only the darkness of the healthcare field,
right,
but also get to have that compassion and that empathy for what these individuals and these families go through. Because not only just dealing with the billing and how the different counties or the different states and how their things are set up, it's a lose for them. But at the same time, they still have to survive. They're still trying to live with the elements and still trying to be a human being at the end of the day, and still try to feel normal even though whatever, elements they're dealing with, mentally or physically or even emotionally. And it's a lot. And you got to have, dealing in this type of industry, you have to have a different type of heart. And I love the people, man. My mother, she was she was born with a birth deficiency of she was blind in her right eye. She was born blind in her right eye. And the things that were stacked against her, she overcame. At the end of the day, she had a master's degree in early childhood education, raised a beautiful son, went through her own turmoil, but showing me that even though going through her own turmoil, it didn't stop her from living. It didn't stop her from being who she was. And that was a lot of my motivation in life. My mother and my grandmother, they were, I know it sounds like the typical, backstory with people, but in my case,
it do, but it don't though. And
really?
I mean, I was going to say commendable, but that's not really the word. I mean, I think that's amazing, given, like you said, what was stacked against her. And
You know what I'm saying?
Clearly what she accomplished. Because like my grandfather on the Barino side. So, he was born fine, but as a baby he went blind.
Oh.
So he was blind his entire life, basically.
Right.
All of the stuff that he was able to accomplish, and I mean,
it was
like
amazing.
A trained musician, and like he was a drummer, and that's like clearly that's the musical side of the family,
right?
Like he was a drummer in a band, and I mean really? He lived through.
And that's even beautiful.
He may have been in the 70s or his 80s or whatever, but he was blind his entire life. And my grandmother was married, 4 kids, so like accomplished a lot. And I think that's indicative just of those times. Like people dealt with so much shit back in that day. They got through it and lived and still lived a good life.
And still can tell the tale of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Live in their old life, in their old ages, and go, I made it. Even though everything was stacked against me, I made it.
Yeah.
And to watch, especially with the people that I take care of, they're family to me, because you build a bond with people. You know what I mean? Because what's really crazy about it, not to discard, but their family members don't give a rat's ass about them.
That's how it be. Like
how could you do that?
I was in the hospital I left the hospital 3 years ago. It's been about 3 years now. Mm-hmm. So I was in healthcare for 22 years. And it's really ironic how many people who are like musically trained, or they work in the industry, or anywhere related to music, end up in the healthcare field. Like I've interviewed so many people musically who are nurses, who are doctors, like who are PCAs, CTAs, and like it's a number of people who I've interviewed who are nurses. Actually, there's a young lady out. Her name's Mariah, with a period at the end, obviously because of Mariah Carey.
Right.
So it's
copyright infringement things going on.
Yeah, but she's nurse. Like I think it's amazing. So
I think it's just the humanitarian in me. You know what I mean? Because I just, even me, just going through with my own personal life of seeing how being teased and those little, just those little things, and then to go into the field that you're in, and then get to see the other side of the coin, is heartbreaking. It's like, dude, for real, this show peoples. You know what I'm saying? You just go, really? So you let a stranger, God forbid something happens, you're gonna leave that responsibility on that person.
Yeah.
And that's your blood. That's your blood.
You see a whole lot of that. And I mean, working in the healthcare field, and I wasn't even like medical. Like I was always clerical and stuff like that in the beginning.
You see the clerical part, you just see it. You see the back line of it. You know what I mean? You don't get to see what I see. You know what I'm saying?
Well, some of it though, because I was in after a while I went into registration. So I was like in the ER. So I mean I saw a lot of stuff in the ER. And then I worked on the divisions. So I mean I saw a lot of stuff up there. And you see the full gamut. You see the full gamut. So no, I get it, but it, to me it also shows like where your peace comes from. It shows where the humanitarianism side, where the compassion comes
really humbles you.
Yeah, and that definitely shows in everything that you're doing. It shows.
Bro, I'm grateful of every element, every victory that I've had, every L that I took. I really am grateful for the L's that I took.
Yeah.
Like nobody gonna really talk about them L's.
You can't get nowhere without them though.
No, you can't, but nobody gonna talk about them either. Everybody wanna talk about the wins. The wins are good to talk about, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But them L's is what gave you them, okay, now I know I'm not gonna do that anymore.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that's what it tells you.
That street no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna make a laugh instead of a right. I knew I should have made that right at Albuquerque. I knew I should have did that. But we live, we learn. Some live and don't learn. I just didn't want to be one of those people.
Absolutely. You started music back when you were like 18, 19.
Well, we can actually go back further than that.
Okay.
I've been musically inclined all my life. Since probably when I was about 3. Okay. I used to, my grandmother had this piano and I used to play it, just tap on it or whatever. When she actually recognized that in time, now we say when I was about 7. About 7. And, just every time I would go over there, I just tinkle with it. And she was like, why don't you quit playing? I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, why don't you quit playing? Oh, okay. So she threw me in piano lessons. And that's where we went with that. But now being in church, I was always in the praise team. Percussion is really my thing. The drums and all that, what I'm saying? That's my the congos, the all that, just the whole percussion set itself. That's me. That's why I make beats. I'm a master of many things. Because
I'm surprised I didn't get into like producing and doing beats and stuff, because I played drums from childhood all the way up to. And now my son was playing drums, and
I do. I did and still do. And with that, it went to where I was in chorus. My thing was singing. I still do. I just kind of put down the back burner for a moment. I'm working on that again. I'm getting that back together. Just working with people. Just work with me. I'm here. But anyway, no, that was my thing. I was serenade chicks when I was little. When I was in my teenagers. I being honest, I was like, shit, I get pussy. Oh, well, let me, what I'm saying? I used to have battles in high school with a few cats, what I'm saying? Because I really knew how to sing. I was in chorus. I went in competitions, first, second place, really about that life. And I took it to a whole nother level when I can serenade chicks. And it was like, oh, interesting.
You say this working.
It did, and it worked for a very long time. But anyway, when it transitioned to rap, I was at my house. This was when I was about 18. Now, this is where the 18 come in. So I had a little house party. I had my own little spot. Had a little house party. And everybody was in their zone. We chilling, doing our thing. And a freestyle battle just kicked off out the blue. Just literally just kicked out the blue. And somehow, some way, I just jumped in it. and it just came out. It just flew out. And I was thinking, you know, after, you know, hoopla, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm dope, yeah. You know, I was like, okay, that could have been the moment, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't really pay it no mind. So we're gonna keep fast forwarding. Then I started paying mind because now it's starting to become fluent all the time. So I'm like, all right, yeah, I might have to take this serious. This something said that Mike, I don't know, but we're gonna see what it look like. So at the time, 18 going into 19, I moved to Louisville, Kentucky. Now I'm from Carbondale, Illinois. I'm from Southern Illinois. That's my home of the Salukis, home of SIUC. We was one of the party schools in the nation at one time. We shit. We was. It went to shit, but we still the shit. Illinois still, you know. Anyway, that's a whole nother story, whole other time. Relocated to Louisville, Kentucky, and was there for about 3 years. And that was like 97 going to 98. Yeah, that was around that time. So relocated, getting my life together because I was totally fucking off. I had money, and I did. I was sitting on a nice chunk of change, and that was my first indication of you can't buy your friends. You know, you can't buy your friends, and if they're really your friends, they're gonna rock with you regardless. So I got to see what that was about. So like I said, moving forward, moved to Kentucky, and while I was in school, ran to a bunch of cats, you know, that was rapping, doing all that good jazz. So this particular day, ran to one of my guys at the Galleria. It was downtown Louisville. It was on 4th Street. So go getting on the bus, you know, it was raining. I'm going outside kicking it, whatever. And he was like, I'm going to the studio. It's like, you going to the studio? We ain't going to no damn studio. He's like, no, I'm going to the studio. You want to go?
Yeah.
Fuck it, I ain't doing nothing else. All right, let's go. Now, on some fuck it, let's go. This is how it all started. So, went in, my guy, his name was Eric. And the label at the time he had was called Dark Matter Records. It was a little, you know, coming up little thing. I don't know what happened to it. It's been a while, so I don't know. But it helped me out because the cats that was on that label helped me learn how to do bars, help me how to do my timing, learn how to really formulate a song. Because when I was just writing, I was just writing pages. And they was like, nigga, what you doing? I was like, I'm writing the verse. He was like, no, that's not how you write. Well, help me out there, nigga. Damn. He was like, 2, 2, 2, the 16. You can do 18, you can do 14, you can do 12. So it's in the set of twos. He's like, yeah. I said, why didn't you just tell me that? That was a whole nother story too. But over time, I got to learn my craft. I got to really harness it. So after stayed there in Louisville, had a nervous breakdown because I was just doing too much shit. Doing too much. Moved back to Carbondale to get my life right, which I did.
So when you say doing too much shit, kind of open that up.
Okay, well, doing too much was because I was going to school, I was working, I was in a very interesting relationship. That's the best way I could put that one without throwing anybody under the bus. But I take full accountability and responsibility for my actions in that situation. My actions in that situation to where I jumped off the bridge. They got real, and I jumped off the bridge.
Wow.
And found myself. Walked from where I jumped all the way to my house because I stayed on 3rd Street. Because in Louisville, in downtown Louisville, at that time, I don't know if it still is, but it probably is. Old Louisville is like 2nd Street, 3rd Street. They go in that range. So 3rd Street is where I lived at. The bridge is the way it goes into from Kentucky to Indiana, because they call it Kentuckiana, because you're literally crossing state line per se.
Yeah.
Just like with Chicago and Indiana in that premise way. So from where I was at, walked home, I just clocked out and was like, everybody get the fuck out. I need to get my shit together. My grandmother came and got me and was disappointed because she co-signed on the apartment that I had, and it was bad, bro. It was bad.
I mean, what are you like?
Like
What
bad
got you to that point of like, and the crazy shit is like life will put you in a place where like you depressed and you just feel like what's the point? And I say that because I've been there and the thought flashed and jumping off of like literally like before I went to counseling and got help and like all of that shit, like the thought was big. Like what put you there?
The pressure. The pressure at that time, because trying to get my life together as I was going to school, going to work, trying to live at that time, dealing with dysfunction.
Yeah. And it's almost like what you trying to get your shit together for yourself, but it's also like you living for somebody else, because
at that time I was.
You want other people to be happy. You want your grandparents or you want your parents.
Yeah.
Or you want, like, because I've been in that space of basically living for somebody, living for my mother, living for like, because I want them to be happy and I don't want them to be mad, but like it take going through that shit to learn. So that's why I asked.
No, you're right. You're right.
I absolutely have been there.
Man, that long ride to the crib from Louisville, that 4.5, maybe 5-hour ride was the most quiet ride I've ever had in my life with my grandmother at that time. And it was out of, I didn't raise you like that. You know how you get that? I didn't raise you like that. How could you do that? And what possessed you to do that? So when you get those 3 questions, you really got to deep in your own self and go, yeah, nigga, why the hell did I do that? Yeah. Why did I allow that? Then you start doing a whole lot of extra. Because now you're starting to do your own dialysis on your life. Right. Trying to clean out all your bullshit that's in your life. And at that time, I needed it because I was spiraling out. Yeah. You know, I'm trying to live for everybody. Got a chick that was wilding out her own because she was facing and fighting her own demons and didn't know how to fight it. I wasn't making it no better because I was fighting my own demons, because the individuals that brought me there pretty much left me to fend for myself. And I know how to fend for myself, but it was a stranger in a strange land, and you're really picking and choosing what's going to be best for you in that time of need or in that time of situation. So it helped me learn what I know now as I moved from when I was in Kentucky, then had my nervous breakdown. So I had to brought my whole body and brain reset. Went back home to Carbondale. Got my life back in order, getting it together. Started loving myself again. Started really trying to find myself. Then I got bored. Then was like, okay, I got to go to school. So I got 2 choices. It's either Virginia or Chicago. First come, first serve. Because it was either Virginia Tech or Columbia College. So I was still in the same major, radio and TV, and I was looking at both programs, and I was like, well, Columbia College do got more, and I'm in Chicago, so I got more, I can get more exposure, I can get more spots, you know what I mean? Just, this is what I was thinking at that time. And Chicago called. So now, mind you, as I'm dealing with my transition of now leaving from my mother's home because I don't want to be at my mama's house. I'm grown. What the fuck am I doing here? But,
I know that feeling too.
You know what I'm saying? That made me feel some type of way. Like, as a man, I just can't do that. But at the time, it was needed. So I get it. I get it. You know.
So get it.
But at that point and that's at that point too, when you getting it or you're in that zone, and that is the main point or the main what's the word I'm looking for? Opportunity to either crap fold, just completely fold, or do something about it. Redeem yourself. Forget the family. Redeem yourself. Because at the end of the day, when everybody gone, all you got is yourself.
Yeah.
So when you make yourself proud? I used to have these type of conversations. Because the people I was trying to talk to didn't want to hear me. So I did a lot of praying. Sought God a lot. You know, and I built a relationship with God. And got to learn who I am and how I matter. And that's what a lot of people need to understand, that you do matter. Absolutely. Regardless if anybody don't give a fuck about you or fucks with you. You matter. If you don't matter, then nobody else matters no way. So it's a lose-lose situation.
Right.
Wouldn't you want to have a win-win situation? Just saying. That's just my opinion about it.
I get it. It definitely, like all of what you just talked about, like it shows the strength, it shows the resilience, just the ability for something that horrific and that tragic to happen, and you were able to still bounce back from it and get your life back on track and get back.
It's been plenty of times where I had to start back all over again. I've
been there a few times, and my divorce was like move back home for a minute, and I was in that same space like, I can't be staying here. I stayed at my mother's house like 3 weeks. It was like, yeah, I'm done. I gotta go.
Right. It's one thing to go home and visit and you can leave, but now I gotta stay here. Now I gotta do. It's like you're flashbacking, or you going back into when you was living there, and it's like you can't do the same shit that you used to do because you've been outside. And like, nah, I can't do this. Let me get my shit together. Let me breathe. Do some woo sign. Let me get my mind right, and then jump out. So, jump back out, went to Chicago, started a life there, made 2 beautiful daughters there, still built how can I put it? Life lessons of learning how to survive, how to keep all the things that I was built to really put it into action. That's where working in corporate America comes in. That's where when I work downtown and the whole high rises and the suit and tie, I do rock a suit and tie. I rock the suit and tie. You know what I'm saying? I do that. I'm what they call, my guy used to call, actually he's a brother of mine. He's like, bro, you a grimy, distinguished gentleman. No, he said, you a distinguished, grimy gentleman. I said, what the fuck you mean by that? He was like, wait, before you go there. Wait, I'm not disrespecting you. What I mean by that is you can have a suit and tie on and you can go in there and knock it out. And then you can switch up and throw on some jogging pants and you out here getting it.
Code switch.
I mean, gentlemen, that's what you do. And you got style. And you got morals. You got some sense.
Right.
But you're a gentleman.
Right.
Then I sat back and thought about it. I was like, you know what? Good job. I give you that one, bro. I give you that one. And I ran.
I'm gonna put myself in that space because
everybody, you know what I'm saying? Because if I gotta do it, that's how it was. That's how it
Right.
was built for me. I had no other choice. So it's like, okay, I guess.
I mean, you got my thing is, I mean, you can't be but who you are, but on the same token, like it's a certain way that you got to move if you want to catch that.
Man, you
And,
gotta move different.
it just don't change. Like
No,
it's a certain way you got to move if it's a certain thing that you want. So
yeah,
you got to
you
be
know,
able to adapt.
bruh, it was beautiful. Now, my season in Illinois came about 2014,
Okay.
and I moved to the Twin Cities and been here ever since.
Okay.
And I would say Minnesota is a very beautiful city, beautiful state, beautiful state. Like this is some you see some what's that dude with the afro that do all the paintings and stuff on Saturday? Be like, yes. And if I put a little white hood
Oh, I know who you're
and
talking about.
clouds, yeah, that type of scenery type stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they from an outsider moving into Minnesota, as in the view is gorgeous. The people that I've met are beautiful. Like Minnesota niceness, it's a thing, but don't take that as a joke. At the same time, don't take it as a joke. They friendly, they help, they believe in small business. They believe in helping their next kin, helping their mankind. Don't get me wrong, they still got the nonsense here too.
Yeah.
Hey, well, you know what I mean? But from what I've seen and from what I've experienced, God has given me favor. Period. Nothing else said about it. And it has like it's been favor. Like I have no other choice but to say that. Like I love it here. It was a transition. You can get money here, but you have to have some common sense. But that's everywhere you go.
To me, that's everywhere though.
You know what I'm saying? That's everywhere you go.
Yeah.
But they had their hard times. They got their nonsense here too. Don't get it twisted. But overall, to have a different environment from the nonsense, for me, it was a damn good move.
No, that's what's up. So how difficult is it? How easy or how difficult is it for you, obviously, to kick things off with your music being there in Minnesota?
Actually, it was timing because, yeah, even though I was going through my own uh, getting myself together, I was in another reason why I moved to Minnesota because I was engaged at the time.
Okay.
And she was moving up here to get a change of pace and get her life together. So I still had nonsense that I was closing out. So I came back. So at that time I didn't have the resources. I didn't know nobody. I didn't know shit. I didn't know nobody. So God intervened and we went our separate ways. And at the time we went our separate ways, I took the opportunity. Let me start getting me together, and that's where the PCA stuff comes in because it was another avenue when that happened. So that gave me the avenue and the finances to at least get the groundwork started in regards to bringing the label and as tax forms and getting all my ducks in a row. So when the pandemic happened, it was a door, and I walked through it, and I was like, let me see what happens. And you know what I'm saying? So when I did my data, and I'm still doing data, and just with off what I've already released in 2022, I was like, okay. Oh, they rocking with me. Oh, snap, they rocking with me. Okay, all right, this ain't a fluke. Let's go.
Yeah.
And I had to end it with the newest single because that was inspirations too from different individuals that I were in situationships or relationships that really thought that I was naive to the nonsense because of other individuals they may have ran into before me and thought I was just like them. And when they found out I wasn't like them, they went back to ones that was like them. And now they looking stupid like, he was just talking about this. Like, a lot of people didn't believe in me, and a lot of people didn't believe in the dream. And that wasn't their point to believe in it, because the dream never came to them. But I had to deal with that reality.
Absolutely. Like, how do you feel like everything that you've been through up until this period? Like, how do you feel like that fuels, what you're doing in entertainment and music? Like, how does that help you?
Because it shows, for me, it shows that you're not gonna stop me, for one. For two, I'm gonna make you look stupid because you played me. And for three, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna bring it to life. I've always had that because I want to make you look stupid. I want to prove you wrong. I want to, because this is what was given to me. And if I have the tenacity and the drive to do it, and if I could be an inspiration for someone else to do their dream and to live out what they want to do, you ain't got to do music. You do whatever you want to do. But to see that someone in our age bracket that actually had a dream and kept it that long, I never stopped. I just went a whole different route. I was going the route of getting on the plantation. I was on that route, and then when I saw the man behind the curtain, I was like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait. So, hey. Then I started reading, and like, this percentage right here. So you're telling me that you take this amount, so let's just say I go platinum. That's 1 million copies, right? So I go platinum. I only get 10% of that.
It's crazy.
Eyes got big. They was like, oh, no. Yes. Because you weren't expecting me to do that.
Yeah.
They don't. That's when it clicked. After I left that meeting, I never heard from him again, of course. But after I left that meeting, it clicked. This is how they're getting people.
Like, how did you go about kind of learning all of the background shit and the contracts and what's well done?
It stems to business, stems to my business background, because I was always reading contracts.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it was like, it's only common sense to read, because you're signing your life away.
The problem is most people don't, but
no,
you're right.
Because they see the check. That's the bait. Here's this. I'm giving you, let's say, we're going to say this bottle is like $500,000. You're thirsty as fuck. You're tired of eating McRamen noodles. You're tired of eating, eating hot dog water, and you know what I'm saying? You tired. You tired. So you're going to either do two things. You're either going to tough it out and get it out the mud, as they say, or you're going to take a shortcut. But you take the shortcut, you get cut short.
You ain't never lied, man.
And that's what they don't tell you, because here's the money. So I'm going to do this just to get this. Not telling me that it's a loan. Not telling me, you're telling me it's an advance. Most motherfuckers don't even know what advance means.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what it means, then I can take advantage of you. And that's what they do. And we see what's going on in the world now. Allegedly. No, it ain't even allegedly. It just is what it is. But we're not going to speak on that, but it is what it is with that. No, that's not nothing. Not at La Familia Records. No, you still have your dignity. You still have your masculinity. You still have your femininity. You have no abuse. You don't have none of that dumb shit. I'm going to help you, that the people that I choose, that I feel that fits the format of wanting to leave a legacy and a dynasty behind for their children and their children's children. Because we shouldn't be trying to have our children be slaves and work. We should be trying to build legacies, man. Like after it's all said and done, what's all this material shit gonna do? Give it to somebody else that need it. But the knowledge and the wisdom goes a long way. You can build your own empire with that.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, I think it's amazing, man. I've always been enamored at just the whole independent process and people building labels and like all the shit that goes into it and promoting and getting it out there. I I don't know. I love that aspect, even from what I'm doing, just with media and building these different platforms and doing it on my own. Whereas I'm like, I got the degrees. I know I can go and work for BET or
Why?
NBC or CNN or
You
whatever.
feel me? Like why though?
I just don't want to do it. Like
Right? You tired
I
of
don't,
playing the
I don't want
game.
to be in that space where somebody telling me who I can talk to and what I gotta ask them.
And then you look, and then you take your stories, and then they're gonna have to edit all your stories because
Yeah,
they don't want you to
yeah,
say this line
yeah,
and that
yeah.
line.
And I can't do that. Like I
No,
just
you're not
I
a
just keep on
robot, bro.
pushing. I
You're
just
not a
keep on
sheep.
pushing. So like my big thing is like, I got like my bucket list of people to talk to and shit that I want to do. I just keep plugging at that shit, and that someday it happened. I ended up on a Zoom with Essence Atkins, Terry J. Vaughn, and Vanessa Bell Calloway
Mm,
this week, and I
mm.
was just like, God damn, like three in one pop. Like,
Man,
what the fuck? How the fuck did that happen?
look at
Listen,
God.
listen. I think that, and I actually was just I talked to. This has been a real good week media wise. So like I had Coco Brown on the podcast Wednesday, and then I had Kim Whitney on Thursday. So I
Man,
was talking
I
to
got a
Coco
crush on
Brown.
her, man.
I just was like, I feel like as I'm getting older, I'm
Mm,
47. So I'm like, as I'm getting older, like faith has kicked in a whole lot more. And I'm like, I see where God is stepping in, and I ain't never been. I'm not the church guy. I probably go to church twice a year. My son will be doing something at church, and I'm like, all right, I'll be there.
right, you
And
know what I mean?
something else.
I don't know about that,
It
man.
just, or either my sister's boys is singing or something, and I'm like, all right, I'm there. I'll be there. And
Mm.
then the rest of the year, I'm like dragging to go. But and I'm just keeping it real,
Nah,
man. Like,
man, I mean, I ain't like judging
but
no man.
the relationship is there, and
Right,
and
that's what
and I
counts.
make it a point to acknowledge when God is stepping in, and I'm just like, God been turning up. Like, what's the singer? Major. Uh, he had the song "This Is Why I Love You."
Mm-hmm.
His team reached out to me, and I don't know how that. Like I'm checking my voicemail one day, and there's a voicemail on there.
Like what the what?
Right. And I mean that's happened a couple times. So I'm just like, I feel like as I'm getting older, faith is really, really kicking. And
Mm.
and I think that in this day and age, like there's space for us as we get older. Like the whole ageism thing
It's going this way.
is kind of breaking up
It's
and
doing that.
seemingly kind of going away because like this is a time for you, man. Like with what you're trying to do. And
Mm.
I mean, if you really look at it, the way a lot of artists are doing music now today, everybody's independent. Don't nobody want to be with these labels because they know they getting 360 deals and all the other shit.
But you got to
So
understand though. See, now here's the thing. In my case, I saw this like 20 years ago. You know, because I was watching how the circus was getting played.
yeah,
I've been watching the evolution of hip hop in my case since '89. We even go back. I even take it back to '87. But even from then to current to then, we'll say from then to like 2000, that's where it went left.
yeah,
And when it went left, it stayed left. And when I saw it going left, I'm like, this is gonna be an opportunity. Let me just get my ducks in a row. Let me see if it really go. And I made the comment down in my god brother's basement. I was like, dude, it's gonna get so bad to where all we gotta do is just walk in and say, hey, how you doing? You want to hear some new shit? Here you go. It's gonna be a hostile takeover. What you mean a hostile takeover? It's gonna be a hostile takeover. What you mean? It's gonna get so bad. Like, bro, it's gonna get so bad. They was laughing, giggling, like, man, it ain't. It's doing it now. When Bling Bling came, it went left. And now, then we get drill, and then we get cats snitching, then we get cats pretending to be this, to whatever the case may be. And at the end of the day, the music is trash. You're supposed to sell it. How are you selling it? This is a salesman game. This is commission versus base pay, because your base pay is that advance that they just gave you. Now, after that, it's all on you. What I've seen is probably a handful that actually did something right with that advance.
Yeah.
And that handful is maybe 10 people that I've seen. If you want to put in a grand scheme of things, maybe 10% that actually, if you take from 100%, 10% of those people actually did right by that. That's why you don't hear from them, because they're doing other things. They're everywhere else. They don't need not just your attention, but they got attention overseas.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the money at, because they still own it. Nobody else ain't heard of you. So, yes, the market here is saturated because you got everybody dropping shit every other week. Nobody's not letting nothing ride. So you can let it build momentum. That's what I've studied. Like, that's why, how I've dropped my music. That's why I ain't really dropped nothing for real, because I need to get the other ones out there. Just because this little pond of people heard it, there's a big ocean over there of people that ain't heard nothing.
Right.
So let me get that out there. We'll come back to you, but let me get this out here first. And I hate to use, no, I'm not going to hate to use this analogy, but it is what it is. You got good dope that sells itself. That's all I'm saying. Sells itself. So anyway, moving forward.
So now we're closing out the year, coming into the new year. Like, what does the new year look like for you?
Beautiful. It looks beautiful, bro. It looks beautiful. The opportunities that has presented themselves, first and foremost, I just need to thank everybody that actually took time out to even listen to what I even had to say out my mouth. Thank you. And rocking with my music and vibing with it. Thank you too. Please share it. Please share it. Please share it. I'm working on this Southeast Asia tour that I'm working on. Got working on the video for It's Been One. Moving and grooving. Moving and grooving, pretty much. Sticking and moving.
Yeah.
But, open for some, shows and stuff like that. But really right now it's just finishing building on the foundation. Now I'm in phase 2. Because phase 1 was pretty much the introduction. Let me just throw it out there, see what happens. Oh, I got attention. Oh, shit, I got attention. All right, I was ready for this, but I wasn't ready for this. Fuck it, let's just go at it. And just jump in. I just jumped off the bridge like I couldn't do it. I jumped off the cliff and landed into the sea of my dreams. Because everybody else wasn't going to do it. Somebody had to do it. Somebody had to challenge the status quo.
Right.
I decided to do it. I can't speak for nobody else. So if this shit fails, then it's on me. And if it don't, then it's on me. I take the hit regardless. But the point is, I'm not going to take a hit on anyone or take that chance on anyone that's not in the same mind frame as me that's trying to go that way. I don't need you to send me no music that you sound like the same dude that I said no the last time. I need you to be unique. I need you to have some experience. I need you to know what showmanship means. I need you to know what artist development will be. I need you to know or learn the business. Learn the business. Fuck the music. That's going to be there. Learn the business so you won't get trapped. And I'm not going to trap you. But if you feel, you feel you want to spread your wings and go off and do your thing, go do your thing. But I want you to be prepared.
Absolutely.
While you do your thing. I don't need to give you my blessings. You feel you ready to go? Go. Thank you. You served your purpose. God put you here for a reason. You did your training. Now get your ass out there in that water. And if you don't, then it is what it is. Like they're so and then these cats really don't understand that they're doing the work for you. That's why they're taking a chunk of your money.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you looking at your checks and like, why my shit is all low? Because marketing and promoting is the main chunk that's been taken out. So I don't know if this figure is correct, but they've mentioned that just to throw a single on the radio was $250,000, $250,000.
Yeah.
So I'm spending $250,000 to pump a semi or a trash song to be played round the clock, 365, 7 days. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And we're talking about 50 states.
Yeah, I was going to say all around the world.
Yeah. We ain't even talking about the rural areas. We just talk about the 50 states, the main hubs.
But that's where the education piece comes in. Is for people to really learn that and know it and understand it, and that's why it makes so much sense to really take a part in your career and the stuff that's going on.
Man, I appreciate it. The fact that you even took out time because you're a busy dude. I appreciate it. I'm honored. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say the same thing, but basically likewise. I talk to Darrell all the time, and it's just like I appreciate him. I appreciate you. Like anybody that's supporting the platform, and like I've been doing media since 2001. I had another platform. I launched this platform in 2013. Well, I launched the magazine in 2013. And then since then, I've expanded to radio and podcast.
I'm starting to get into that. Radio has always been my joint. The podcasting, that's new to me because, to be honest, this is just me.
Oh,
no. But what I'm about to say is because it's just me. Because I don't like being on camera, but I got to be on camera. But I don't like being on camera.
When I say I get it, because listen, man, it's like a year and a half ago, I had never really done like any camera time. Like a year and a half ago, I had done no camera time. So when I launched the first podcast last August, I was like a deer in the headlights. Like, and people would send the comments like, "Why he look like that?" Or "What's good? What is he doing?" Or like he keep tapping the keyboard and we hear it.
Right.
I'm like, damn. It took me a minute. It absolutely took me a minute. I still don't do a whole lot of FaceTime and all that because I'm just like,
you know what I'm saying? It's like I gotta be on camera.
I'm almost 50. I'm like a grandparent. So
you know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking at it.
I don't know. But what I'm finding though is that a lot of people, and it's crazy because before the pandemic, I was trying my damnedest to get people on doing Zooms and shit like that, and nobody wanted to do it. Nobody had time. Then the pandemic hit, and it's like every fucking body is doing videos and streaming and shit.
See what I'm saying? So it was an opportunity, and it's like for me, and I look at it like this: even though the powers that be was throwing out money, right? A lot of people jerked it off. Let's just keep it real. A lot of people jerked it off. The little portion that didn't jerk it off is now sitting nice. Now, the ones that didn't have either or, which was me, I saw an opportunity and ran in. And I was like, oh, I can do this. Oh, yeah, we do Zoom calls. We do this and doing this and doing this. And I'm like, okay. So I looked at it as building.
But as entrepreneurs, that's what we do. Because, like, that's what we do. Like, I mean, the pandemic was as bad as it could get. I mean, the reality, I got lupus. So, like, I caught COVID as soon as it came out and was, like, done for about 5-6 weeks. So, I mean, I got struck by it. But then on the flip side of it, like, I was able to pull something out of it. I launched a transportation company because I drive Uber, too. So, I launched a transportation company to do private rides and shit because I was like, okay, Uber dying for a little bit now. I need to make some money or I'm gonna have to go back to the corporate world. So, I mean, that was like, I got the smarts. So I just was like, I got to put some shit together or whatever. But that's what we do. Like, pull a rabbit out of the hat.
Real quick, I make something out of nothing. Like,
I've been able to do a whole lot, with this company and all of that. And I'm grateful to y'all because the reality is, like, y'all don't have to give y'all time. It's a lot of artists who don't want to do press. They don't want to do media. They don't really.
But they have to.
They have to, but they don't want to do it. So, and a lot of them won't do it. I mean, you get like, when you really think about it, you get like the Beyoncés and the Jay-Z's and like it's a number of them that they don't even fucking do interviews no more. They don't do press
because they that damn big. But beforehand, they was all on the damn camera. So
I appreciate the ones who especially support the independent media because I'm like, I don't want to work for the big ass conglomerate. Like, I want to do my own shit. So like I can appreciate like the Vanessa Bell Callaways and the Essence Atkins and like those, like they got a new Christmas movie out. Word. So and it came out on BET Plus maybe Friday. So I appreciate the fact that they will support local media. Or anytime Kim Whitley or Coco Brown or any of those comedians, Gary Owen, like if they come to Cleveland, they'll do shit with me.
See, that's what's up. That's love, though.
But that's cool. So like, and it don't matter if they big or small. If they've been here or if they just, really getting planted like you. Like, I appreciate this shit so much, man. Because
I appreciate you.
Passion, man. Like I walked away from a job to be able to figure this shit out and make it do what it's doing. So like, I appreciate y'all more than y'all could ever know. Like, I appreciate it. And I tell people like Coco Brown, I took flowers and shit to the show because I'm like, listen, I'm like, listen, I know every time you come to Cleveland, I'll be like, thank you so much. But like, this shit is passionate. Like, everybody thinks I'm a fucking lunatic. But I'm like,
fuck them.
But I'm in that live for me space now. So I'm like, I got to do what's good for me. And if it's going to work out, it's going to work out. And like, at the end of the day, God got me. And
as long as you put in the work, He do the rest.
Absolutely. So I appreciate you so much, man. We definitely will do more stuff. I think this is good because now we'll have video content to run. We'll have video content to run, and definitely.
I'm ready with you, bro. I'm rocking with you.
So listen, any way that you feel like I can help, and I tell Darrell the same thing. Like, any way that you feel like I could help, if I need to come out and do something or whatever, I'm always game to travel. So I don't know about driving to Minnesota.
No, we'll figure something out. We'll figure something out with that. Right?
Crazy shit. I actually love driving and shit. So I done drove to Texas and everything. I love
ride too. Don't get me twisted. I ride.
So like, I don't even think driving to Minnesota is as far as Dallas was. I think Minnesota is like maybe 12 hours or something, 11 or 12
For you in Ohio, yeah, it's about 12. Yeah.
That's where the biggest mall in the world, the Mall of America.
Mall of America. Yes.
Yeah, I need to get down there. Yes. That's what I need.
Yeah, MOA is still there. It's still thriving.
I need to get down there real soon.
Right now, everybody doing their last Christmas shopping right now. It's crazy.
Listen, the crazy shit, I ain't Christmas shopping at all. Because
ain't nobody getting until after Christmas.
Well, that's how it's going to be. Because my son is in his first year at Cleveland State.
And congrats.
We was already. I appreciate it, man. It's been a road. it's been a road. So I'm like, I'm glad he in there. I was already paying on the school bill, and then he done told the school, "Yeah, I'm gonna stay over Christmas break." Not understanding they finna tack $900 onto this bill. So I'm like, "Look, that was the Jordans and the cologne that you asked for.
That's your Christmas gift. Merry Christmas. You staying over there.
Break. That's what you said you wanted.
Merry Christmas.
So
there you go.
Yeah, so I ain't Christmas at all. I said I'm gonna get out here tonight and Uber a little bit and go buy everybody a little bit of something. And that's it.
I can't.
But we don't do nothing really heavy, no way though. So we just get them, get a couple gift cards and shit.
That's where I'm at with it. That's pretty much where I'm at with it right now.
I go to the gas station for that.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. I'm throwing them out like for Oprah. Get the hell out of here.
Right. I go to the grocery store or the gas station for that. So I'm like, I'm cool.
Boom, I'm done. Here we go.
But listen, man, any kind of final words, anything you want to get out there?
I just want to say, first of all, thank you for having me on this platform, and can't wait for more future endeavors. And God bless you on your adventures and your journeys that you took upon. And man, for everybody that listen to my music, thank you. Thank you for taking out the time. Thank you for taking out the opportunity. Just thank you. Like, really, thank you. There's a lot of trash out here, man. Y'all don't look at me as trash. I appreciate that for real.
Make sure you plug your website, social media.
Oh, definitely. I was going to do that. You can hit. You find me at www.lafamiliarecords.com. You can reach me at WGERMEL. That's my name on Instagram. Joseph Word on Facebook. I don't really be on Twitter, to be honest, because it don't be tracked. But really, the main two spots I be at is on Instagram and Facebook. So follow me. Check me out, share my stuff, hit me on Spotify, I'm on YouTube under Joe Word, JOEWORD. Man, just hear me out. You could take this ride with me. You might like it. If you don't, hey, it is what it is. Straight up. This is what